Well, with our best back to school clothes on, we're here again. He's Travis and I'm Dan, and this year we'll be welcoming you to a webcast that we'll call Extra Points. We're going to try to make them anyway. Hopefully we don't pull any leg muscles. Speaking of football, it's hard to believe that here we are, middle of September, and the prep football season is already going to be half over after this Friday's games because of the unusually early start. But that's the way things are. Anyway, we'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. First, probably the most exciting story here in Portage, at least this fall, is the way the girls golf team has been playing. On Monday they played Wanakee at Portage Country Club. They beat them with their best nine-hole total score, 177 strokes in the program's history. That was their first win over Wanakee. That gave them their first dual meet championship in the Northern Badger Conference in the program's 10-year history. So, pretty incredible accomplishment there. But really, that's just one of many highlights for what's really been an exciting last month for the Portage girls golf team. Travis, what have your impressions been over the last month since they started golfing in mid-August?
Yeah, well, what makes this team really good, I think, is they got 5 really good golfers, and I mean that sounds kind of silly to say. Obviously, that makes them good, but you see teams in the past where maybe they had 4 or 3 good golfers, and in a sport where you take your top 4 scores out of 5 players, if one player has a bad day, you can be in trouble. But if you got 5 good golfers, and in this case it's Sammy Grunder, Lauren Gaffney, Emily Grunder, Danielle Pianchi, and Jade Curley, and they all consistently shoot in the 40s. So if one has a bad day, it's not that big of a deal. They still can post a pretty low team score, and I think that is what makes this team especially good.
It really takes the pressure off, any one individual, like you said, knowing that there's that buffer, that margin for error.
Right.
Plus, don't discount the fact that 3 of those girls, Sammy Grunder, Gaffney, and Pianchi, pretty much played all of last season at the varsity level. So, and at the end of the year, they ended up qualifying for sectionals. Along the way, there were a lot of big meets and pressure moments, and so they came into this season with a lot of experience in that area, and it certainly appears like that mental toughness and veteran leadership has translated to success on the course for the Portage girls golf team. They will be at the Evansville Country Club this coming Wednesday for the overall Badger tournament that includes the North and the South. That's on Wednesday, and then the following Thursday, September 28th. I think that's September 29th.
29th, yeah.
They play at Reedsburg Country Club in a Division I regional tournament. That kicks off the postseason, and it really should be an exciting next few weeks for the Portage girls golf team. With obviously they have some high goals and they're golfing pretty well. So good luck to them in the next few weeks. Anyways. On to football. Finally, like we said, it started so early. It finally feels like fall and in like football weather. Travis, what sticks out to you? Your impressions of the first 4 weeks of the season in the area prep football.
Yeah, well, it's more looking ahead to the rest of the season where this might be the year, just maybe, that Partyville's dominance or run of titles ends. Partyville has won 6 straight large trailway conference titles, and they have won 42 straight conference games. There's 2 teams on their schedule the rest of the way in conference that might have the potential to knock them off. One would be the Montello Princeton Green Lake Co-op. That's a team that is 3-1, but they're averaging over 49 points a game, and their defense has pitched 3 shutouts already. So while maybe they haven't played the greatest competition in those victories, they've been impressive. And the other team's Oshkosh Lords, a team that they'll play later on. They're also 3-1. And they actually have two common opponents of Partyville already. One is Waterloo, a team that Partyville beat in week 1. The Lords has lost to them already, so you think advantage Partyville, but then they've also shared a common opponent in Randolph, a team that has beat Partyville, and Lords beat them when they played. So that looks like it could be a good game. So those 2 teams have a shot at maybe ending Partyville's run.
And the way Partyville has dominated the last 5+ years in that large trailways conference, both of those teams are going to be keyed up for that game and ready to give it their best to try and try and knock the Bulldogs off. And it should be, it's nice. Those Partyville plays those two teams in back-to-back games coming up here, week 6 and week 7. So make your plans, folks. It should be two really good games for
week 7 and 8.
Week 7 and 8, sorry.
Yeah.
Make your plans. It should be a couple of really good football games for the Partyville football team.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, what I think I like most about prep football so far this season is the way that the Northern Capital Conference looks like it's going to be really close right to the last week of the season, just like it was last year. Last year, Lakeside, Poynette, Lodi, and Lake Mills all went into the last week of the season with really key games. For those first 3 teams, they were, all had a chance to share the league title, depending on what happened. Lake Mills needed and ended up getting a win over Lodi in that last week to get into the playoffs. So it was, there was 4 teams at the top there really close all the way to the end. So far this season, those 6 teams in that conference, the top 4 are 3-1, Lodi, Lakeside, Watertown, Luther Prep, and Lake Mills. And then Columbus and Poynette are both 2-2. So no one under 500. That Northern Capital schedule kicks off this Friday. I'll be in Poynette to watch the Pumas play Lakeside. And I'm hoping that game is as good as it was between those two teams last year when Poynette ended up winning to earn a share with Lakeside of their first conference title since 2005 when they were then still in the South Central Conference. That was an overtime game. So hopefully it's as exciting this year as it was last year.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 games on the Northern Capital schedule this week, Lodi plays Lake Mills and Watertown Luther Prep plays Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, hopefully it's as good a finish there in that conference as it was a season ago. Well, Travis, like Mason Crosby, I think we were true. We split the uprights in our season debut here. So let's go rest our legs. We've got some more kicks to make next week. Until then, everybody, take care.
See you.